FX welcomes you to FX's coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup racing today. The MBNA Platinum 400 from the concrete confines of Dover International Speedway. Over 140,000 people have filled every available seat and every room in the adjacent hotel and covered grandstand to see 43 Winston Cup drivers go at it for 400 miles on a track that's high banked in the turns and 9-degree banked in the straightaways. Let's go trackside for today's opening ceremonies.
Race fans, at this time, if you would please rise for our invocation being presented by Reverend Dan Schaefer, pastor of the Calvary Assembly of God in Hightstown, New Jersey. Reverend Dan.
Shall we pray? Almighty God, we are honored to be here this day at Dover International Speedway. We thank you for those who have made this race possible. We thank you for all the teams and all the fans. And now we ask you that this may be a safe race, that you would watch over each one and keep your protection upon each one. And we thank you and praise you in your name. Amen. Shalom.
And our national anthem today is being sung by rising star from Nashville, recording artist Shannon Brown.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The most famous words in racing today will be spoken by a man who just recently was inducted to the Delaware Sports Hall of Fame, Melvin Joseph, Vice President and Director of Auto Racing for Dover Motorsports. He'll make the call.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Are cranked up, and so are we. 43 cars roar to life. Every Dover winner from the past 8 years is in the field as we get set to go racing on the Monster Mile. We'll let you enjoy a little hot rodding from our Crank It Up CD. We're ready to race here in Dover.
My pappy said, son, don't drive me to drink it if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln. Have you heard the story of the hot rod race where the Fords and the Links were setting the pace? That story's true, I'm here to say, because I was driving that hot race. They arrested me and they put me in jail. They called my pappy to throw my bail. He said, son, you're gonna drive me to drink it if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln.
NASCAR on FX is brought to you by MBNA, by Chevy, by Pep Boys, and by Johnsonville Bratwurst.
Sometimes you feel like being dependable. Sometimes you just want to go for a drive.
Okay, we'll give you guys 10 seconds. You know, it'd be a lot more fun if they had a better car.
Chevy Impala.
These people sure think this is a great tire event we have going. With tires for compact and full-size cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, this is great, Manny.
I think it's great because we have great prices on Futura tires.
I think it's because we have great 35, 40, 55, even 80,000-mile warranties. Guys, it's because I'm offering 6 months same-as cash on purchases of $299 or more on a Pep Boys credit card. Helping people get tires makes me feel, I don't know.
Let me guess, Manny. Great
Pep Boys. We're car people.
We saw the smoke.
Oh, well, how about a brat?
In Johnsonville, where there's smoke, there's brats.
John, Russ.
And around here,
Ooh, I like that one right there.
that's an open invitation.
Boy, the kids are getting big.
Johnsonville brats, always welcome.
Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection in a wipe.
Call Beth and tell her how wonderful she is. Tell Amber how much fun you had. Explain Amber to Beth.
7-Eleven Verizon prepaid phone cards. Use them however you want.
Tuesday.
Officer down!
It's the heart-stopping season finale of The Shield. A city out of control.
When the units responded, they opened fire.
A precinct under siege.
I want a shot at the son of a bitch who did this.
By day's end, one of these cops will be taken down. And his life will change forever. The season finale that takes TV to the limit.
Throw your weapons!
The Shield season finale, Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Welcome back to Dover International Speedway, where the cars are on their first of 3 pace laps. Let's look at the STP starting grid. Matt Kenseth has his first career pole, but with an engine change, will move to the back. Bill Elliott makes his third front row start. That would move Jerry Nadeau up to the inside of row 1, but he crashed during practice. He was second here last September. He goes to the back. He's there with Michael Waltrip. That would move Kurt Busch up, but no, he crashed on his second qualifying lap, so he goes to the back. Ricky Craven alongside, and Ricky Rudd will move up to the pole position as the inside row moves up. Elliott Sadler starts alongside as you look through the rest of the grid.
Elliott Sadler, DW here. How you read, bud?
Read it loud and clear, champ.
You had some success on the concrete at Bristol. How about today? How's your hot rod?
I'm real happy with it, DW. We got us a good qualifying run. We were pretty good happy hour. A little tight, so Pat freed me up a little bit. And nothing like better doing to get the Wood Brothers a win here today. Man, we think we got a really good car, so we'll see what happens.
All right, my man. It's 400 miles here, so tighten them up, and we'll be watching.
I appreciate it. And Matt Yoakum wants to know why so many mulligans, DW.
I used them all, too. I had 16 of them.
Good boy. Y'all have fun today.
That's inside information. How do you get that?
16 mulligans?
Well, they said you could have all you wanted. I shot 78.
And do you play golf, or you just knock the ball around a little?
I just like to buy mulligans.
Yeah. All right, here's the rest of our starting lineup. As we finish it out, we did have 3 cars that went home as you look back through provisional land.
What Elliott Sadler was talking about is we all played golf in an autism awareness golf tournament on Thursday for our director, Artie Kipner.
And that's why I bought so many mulligans, because it was all for charity.
For charity.
So I didn't really need them.
Now, in need of a mulligan is Matt Kenseth, who lost an engine. Jerry Nadeau crashed in practice. Kurt Busch, and also Chad Little and John Andretti changed engines. And Ryan Newman, who crashed on his second qualifying lap, also will have to go to the back to start this race.
Now, we've talked about hooligans, and we never did figure out what they were. Where did Mulligan come from?
I'm sure it was, I'll tell you that story later. During a long caution. Here's our Lotrimin Ultra race analysis. 43 cars, 400 miles. And Larry, today's pit window.
85 to 90 laps. And, you know, this race is known to have cautions in the beginning, but in the middle, everybody finally settles down, and we'll have some long green runs. Goodyear's brought a good tire here, so you can go that far.
Today's weather and race analysis brought to you by new Lotrimin Ultra, the only once-a-day cure for athlete's foot.
Of course, we're on the concrete, 105 degrees, about 20 degrees cooler than the asphalt. The thing I like about the concrete, it don't change that much. It's not as weather sensitive.
Yeah, but, you know, it just doesn't seem to have the grip that asphalt has either. So the cars actually slide a little bit more, build up more tire pressure. That's the thing that always drove me crazy here, Larry, was the tire pressure buildup.
Going home, Derek Cope, Hermie Sadler, Randy Renfro from this race. As these folks want a boogity, Derek.
Oh, buddy, they like it.
There was a Scotsman named Mulligan, and he bounced around driving his car to the course on the gravel roads, and his hands were shaking. So can I have an extra shot off the tee? And now we're done.
And
let's go racing.
Here they come, and let's go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Go, boys.
The 15 car, he fought hard to get to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see 2 or 3 grooves of racing, but everybody'd like to see if their car worked on the bottom here with fresh tires.
Yeah, the first couple laps, man, it is touch and go. The cars are just a little bit loose. The track's dirty. Takes a few laps. It's always trouble early on.
Robbie Gordon up high, up out of the groove. Save. And continue.
And that's what you run into, Mike. You just push up off the corner, hit the outside retaining wall off of 2 and 4. To get down, that's the big thing. Trying to get down on that inside because not a lot of grip up high right now. There will be later, but there's not right now.
Elliott Sadler in the 21, he kicks Michael Waltrip up to the high side. Jimmy Johnson would like to take advantage of this as well. This is a battle for 5th.
The guys in the back, they just got to be real cautious. All holding their breath, hoping everybody minds their manners here for a few laps. Be kind to each other, guys. Be kind to each other.
Starting to see some of our leaders, Darrell, already starting to diamond this racetrack. Driving low, let it ride up a little bit, a little easier on the tire, and then come off low.
Well, it's what works good here. Drive in hard. The car wants to slide up the hill. So rather than trying to jerk it back down to the bottom, get it loose, you'll just kind of what we call diamond a corner. High in the middle, in low, off low. Plus, you can get back in the throttle so much better when you've got that kind of straighter run up off of either corner.
Here comes Jimmy Johnson under Elliott Sadler. Made that one look easy and takes over 5th place.
He did, but he again, he got it up kind of high in the middle, and he shot right out the corner, right under the 21 car.
Looking back at 9th place, Mark Martin, Kenny Schrader. 2-groove racetrack all the way back.
Guys in the back, Larry, and they're not wasting a whole lot of time. They're doing just what Tony Stewart said. Get them while they're grouped up, bunched up like this, while everybody's racing each other. You can make a lot of passes, but it's also the most treacherous time of the race.
Brett Bodine, Bobby Hamilton. This is the battle for 21st. Brett Bodine with a new crew chief this weekend, Buddy Cisco.
And here comes Ricky Craven right after the man who dominated this race last year, Jeff Gordon.
But you know, Ricky Craven a year ago, he had a good race car on that last green flag stop. His crew did not give him the pit stop he needed. Lost a lot of ground.
Well, OTIDE had a great run last week at Charlotte. They told me this morning, they said, DW, pick him because he's going to be strong today.
Yesterday, in the Busch race, Jeff Green set sail, lapped a whole lot of cars in the first green flag run. We may see the same situation here.
And you can do that. You know, the car that gets up front just seems to be able to just run so much faster when he's out in the front like that. He just pulls away, and, man, you can put a lot of cars laps down early when they're back here racing each other.
Kyle Petty, Sprint Dodge underneath Michael Waltrip. And Waltrip tries to close the door in turn 3, but leaves a big hole there on the bottom.
Kyle's last win here was in June of 1995. He felt like he could run good here. He's been running good all year long. For the first time, hot here this weekend, he's running a helmet air conditioner for the first time in his career.
And you know what? He'll never go back to the other way. He'll always have it from now on, I can tell you.
That's right. You buy one car with air conditioning, you'll never buy another one without it, right?
You're sitting there saying, I cannot believe what I was missing out on. Look at Mike. Mike will be right up against that wall. Look like a crop duster.
And Darryl, you would think, running that high up, that Kyle would be able to turn down under it, but you keep the car free up there. You keep the momentum up.
Well, Kyle needs the whole racetrack. Right here, he needs to be able to slide up, and he did. So he got to slide up in front of Michael. That's what happens when a car's on the outside. You got to check up because you can't slide up in front of him.
But where he slid up in front of him, turn 2, the biggest give and take place on this racetrack.
Now let's update you on the drivers who started in the back and how they've progressed. Kurt Busch has only made it to 40th. The number 10 with Jerry Nadeau has only climbed to 39th, but Matt Kenseth has picked up 10 spots. He's up to 31st.
Yeah, he's really, he just went by the 12 car, Ryan Newman, and that car is really hooked up, guys. And he came here and tested, Larry, and they were really happy with their race car. I think that's why they didn't really care that they had to go to the back, or they wasn't that concerned about it.
Jimmy Johnson passed Jeff Gordon.
Clear hop. Great job, man. Great job. Make sure you say something for the end of your long run.
So Jeff Gordon right now is in 4th place. And make that 5th place now, Steve Burns.
Yeah, Mike, he's just lost 2 positions. He's reporting to Robbie Loomis, the crew chief, that he is loose on entry and tight on exit of the corner.
And Steve, Darryl, what's interesting about that comment, we talked to him yesterday or listened to him during practice, and one thing he had that he liked was his entrance.
Yes.
Well, they've worked on it now. They've heard his entrance of the corner.
Told you not to get. I didn't want to give that up.
Ricky Rudd has now led at Dover for the 17th time. He has led more than 900 miles on this speedway. 2 veterans, Rudd and Elliott, pace the field.
What makes a great car company is the passion. You know, racing is such an important part of Ford's history, both with the cars themselves, some of the best drivers ever to drive, and then the fans. It's the man or the woman who's got the car in the garage, that tinkers all week, and then takes it to the track on the weekend and lets loose. I love it.
Ultra powerful. Ultra easy. Ultra powerful. Ultra easy. This is the concept behind new Lotramin Ultra, the new way to cure athlete's foot. Why is it ultra powerful? Because it's got a new prescription strength ingredient that nobody else has. Why is it ultra easy? Because you just have to use it once a day, and it keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months. Ultra powerful, ultra easy. New once a day Lotramin Ultra.
Hey, let's go to the reservoir.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Mom, it's me, Josh. Listen, we got a flat, so I guess I'll have to stay at Dave's house tonight, okay?
Okay.
Really?
Sure. Josh, just one thing. Dad's BMW came with Goodyear run flats. And they'll run even if they're flat.
They will?
Mm-hmm. So I'll see you in 30 minutes, okay?
All right.
What's what?
Sure, try the flat tire thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Prom night on the wings of Goodyear.
There's something wonderful about a hamburger. It's one of the few things that brings so much joy. Made fresh, hot off the grill, all juicy and delicious with fresh toppings so it tastes great. It lifts your spirits and makes everything okay. That's the kind of hamburger we make. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. It's better here. And now Wendy's pickup window is open late so you can eat great even late.
The best damn sports show, period. It's comedy, commentary, scores, and highlights. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
Caution is out for the first time today at lap 17. Debris on the front straightaway. That's of great benefit to Chad Little, Dick Trickle, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Hut Strickland, and John Andretti, all of whom were in somewhat danger of going a lap down. Prior to the caution, this pass for the lead.
Bill had caught Ricky in a hurry, and Ricky, I think, saw that and said, look, you know, there's no sense in us battling each other side by side this early in the race.
Yeah, Bill got up on that high line, and see, he's up high there. Ricky was still trying to run around the bottom. I think Ricky said, I'm going to follow Bill, see how come he's so much faster than I am.
Speaking of following, looks like our leader, Bill Elliott, the 9 car is going to pit. Everybody's going to pit here on lap 18.
Pace car is a lonely guy coming down the front straightaway.
All the cars still on the lead lap. We may see some 2-tire stops here, though, just to try to get some track position with no more than 18 laps. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry, Bill Elliott reported in that he had a little bit of tightness with the number 9 Dodge, but he changed his line just slightly, and that really seemed to help. Mike Ford, the crew chief, told me they were not going to make any changes on the 9 car to Steve Burns.
Matt, the 28, Ricky Rudd is in. Jeff Gordon right behind him. Rudd is a little bit loose. He'll go down on the track bar 1 round. A wedge adjustment for Jeff Gordon. 4-tire stops for both cars. A little bit of a lengthy stop for Gordon. He's in traffic exiting pit road. Let's go to Dick.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. started this race in 30th spot. He dropped 10 positions because the car has been very loose. They're going to try to fix that by pulling a rubber and changing the track bar. Right now, he is blocked into his pit. They're having to move Stacy Compton back. Finally, Earnhardt gets out. He'll be one of the last cars on the lead lap when they get the green flag. Mike?
Kenny Schrader got 2 tires. I'm sure there were some others.
The 43 car stayed out now. He was way back in the pack anyway. Everybody dove on pit road. Stay out, lead those that 1 lap, get those 5 points.
It don't matter if you lead 1 lap under caution under green. It's 5 precious bonus points.
And John Andretti is going to lead this one. 19 laps complete. They've cleaned up the debris on the front straightaway.
Scott Riggs on winning the Pepsi 300.
Because once is not enough.
And what he intends to do about it.
Going for 2.
For the first time under the lights, the NASCAR Busch Series Inside Tracks 300 presented by Metrex.
June 8th, I'll be back.
June 7th and 8th, NASCAR All-Pro Sunbelt Rentals 125. And the Inside Tracks 300 with special pre-race concert from John Michael Montgomery at Nashville Super Speedway.
It's even better with the lights on.
The NASCAR Busch Inside Tracks 300 presented by Metrex. June 8th. Call now.
Supercharge your internet experience with Cox High-Speed Internet.
Shopping for Mom's birthday present took me literally minutes.
Speed, convenience, and now super savings.
I can search stuff so fast now, homework's a breeze.
Being able to talk on the phone and surf the net with a friend at the same time has been great.
Call today and get 50% off your first month of service. And connect for as little as $9.95 if you qualify for our new Fast Connect self-install option. Call 222-4663 Southside or 224-4663 on the Peninsula.
Get used to it.
Now toboggan it. Take on Meltdown, Water Country USA's fastest bobsled ride.
Come to Water Country. What you do is up to you. Come to Water Country. What you do is up to you. Come to Water.
They're going to attack. Newcomb. Will Smith stars in Independence Day, Tuesday, followed by the season finale of The Shield at 10 on FX.
Watch Ricky Craven trying to exit pit road, and Jerry Nadeau right here coming in. Damage to Craven's right front. Nadeau in the number 10 on the left rear.
Yeah, you can see serious damage to that right front corner over there. Really, that could really hinder that car. Put a big push into it now. We always talk about aero and how important it is.
Biggest gainer, Matt Kenseth, started in the back. He's up to 23rd.
Boy, Craven got a great restart. He timed that just right. Looked like he got around a couple of cars there on that restart. The leader took off and nobody else went.
And he has taken off. Goes all the way to second place right now.
Now with that damaged fender, Darrell, do you want to be behind somebody or do you want clean air?
Yeah, well, he'd be better off behind somebody, I think. But if you're going to hurt a fender on a Taurus, make it the right front. Because that's the least, the left front on a Taurus is what's real critical. It is on all these cars, but the right front fender is least effective.
23 laps complete. Bill Elliott the leader after this first round of pit stops and a caution flag for debris. Matt is in Craven's pit.
Mike Beams, the crew chief. Mike, you've had your spotter and Mark Martin look at the damage. How bad is it?
Well, Matt, looking from right here, it looks pretty bad. We was going to try to fix it there, but they gave one to go. We just wanted to see what happened. Yeah, we don't have no tire smoke, and it might help us a little bit, so we're a little bit free in. As long as we don't make it too tight, we'll try to fix it next caution.
Now, Jeff Gordon told me this morning when he walked through his pit and saw how small it was, measuring 28 by 15, he said that is going to be one of his biggest concerns today, is trying to not make contact with somebody on pit road because it's very, very tight down here.
Well, I mean, every time we race here, we see someone have a good race car. Last year, Johnny Benson in the 10 car, his day came to an end on pit road. Jeff, I mean, they're almost in the good pit to pit in, except maybe where Matt Kenseth is at the exit of pit road.
You're right about that there, Larry. But one of the things that you get into, and I talked to Jimmy Finnick about this, he was more concerned about his guy coming in, starting way in the back. And at that particular time, Ricky Rudd, who was our pole sitter, was right one pit behind him. He was very concerned about whenever he was coming in, Ricky coming out, and those two cars getting together, leaving and exiting the pits at the same time. Exactly what happened to the 32 car Ricky Craven. If you look and see, the 10 car was coming into the pits, and he was started way back in the back. And yet he was pitted at the very end of pit road, and they got together. And Jimmy said his main concern was making sure to keep Kurt Busch out of trouble on pit road.
Well, as we saw last week, Jeff, the way Matt Kenseth was really beating people, he was doing a lot of it by shooting into his pit right at the last second and then really tearing out. But he had room to do it there. They don't have room to do it today.
Kenseth was up to 23rd on the restart. He's given back 2 of those positions. Jerry Nadeau and Kurt Busch, who also started in the back. Nadeau's car not working too well right now. Slid up the hill. He's back to 38. While Kurt Busch is now moving forward. He's up to 33rd.
Here you see with Fox Tracks, we can see at the interval to our leader right now, Bill Elliott. Almost 8 seconds behind there. You see he's fighting traffic, and while you're running side by side back in the pack here, you're going to continue to lose ground.
Well, let me tell you, when you are loose here, it's like loose. It's not like you're loose anywhere else. It's doubly loose here because it's just not a lot of grip on this racetrack.
Concrete loose.
Concrete loose.
How about our 6 car Mark Martin here? He just goes by Ricky Craven. That was a battle for 3rd. He's got a big Mo on his side. He comes in here with that win from Lowe's Motor Speedway last week. No substitute for it.
When you can look in the car and see him smiling from here, he is a happy driver.
That's big. Dick Berggren.
Well, crew chiefs not only have to adjust the race car, but they also work on the psychology of their driver. And just before the drop of the green flag, Mark Martin's crew chief, Ben Leslie, came on the radio and told his entire team that they have a car good enough to win, a driver good enough to win. Let's make it 2 in a row.
Jerry Nadeau having trouble. He climbed the hill a couple of times, and now he's brought that valving body up.
I don't know what happened there. Just all of a sudden.
Nadeau had maybe the fastest car here most of the weekend.
Long way down that pit road, 35 miles an hour.
And following up a little bit more on Mark, he's got a bunch of guys on his team that never won before, and they finally got a taste of victory last week. Buddy, let me tell you, the gusto of a hungry hound's what they got.
Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Kenny Schrader is sliding back after taking on 2 tires on that pit stop. Jeff Burton just got a big run on Rusty.
That's what happens, though. You get a run on a guy. What you hope is that he doesn't pedal in front of you and you run into the back of him. Because if a guy in front of you starts up off the corner, he has to get up out of the gas a little bit. Here you come, bam, right in the back end.
In 1993 and 94 here, Rusty Wallace won 3 of the 4 Winston Cup races.
This is a battle for 9th between Rusty Wallace in the 2, Ward Burton in the 22, and then Jeff Burton in the mix as well as the 99 car.
When I talk about when you're coming up off the corner, when I say pedal, you're working the gas pedal is what you're doing. You're in it, you're out of it, you're in it, and you're out of it. Well, you'd like to be as wide open. That's when you make the most time. But sometimes you got to ease in and out of it like you pedal a bicycle.
Ricky Rudd has caught Bill Elliott looking low for the lead.
Gets a good run off turn 2. It looks like he's got a lot more horsepower, but he was able to get in the throttle and stay in the throttle. Coming off the corner, goes down that straightaway much better.
Well, they're working together. Remember in the first segment there before the caution, Rudd pulled over and let Bill go by. Now, Bill pulls over and lets Rudd go back.
Ricky Rudd has now led more than 950 miles in his career here at Dover International Speedway.
The shocking season finale that takes TV to a new level. The Shield season finale, Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Let's start with you, Jennifer.
There is no communication. None. He just sits there like a lump watching the satellite TV.
How many channels?
Do it a lot. I mean, there's like 2 just for volleyball.
Surround?
Oh, yeah.
Flat screen?
Plasma. 43-inch high def.
Extended viewing angle?
Oh, yeah. You can see it from the bathroom if you leave the door open.
Sweet. You know what you need to do?
What?
You need... Well, how big is your woofer?
Like 18 inches.
God, that's a big woofer.
Yes, I'd like a set of Michelin cross-terrain SUV tires with white lettering. Please.
Now at Sears Auto Center, we're having the biggest Michelin sale of the year at America's car care place. Sears, where else?
Look, this is a dirty fuel injector. This is a clean one. As you can see, cleaner works better. That's why I use STP fuel injector cleaner in my car. I add STP every time I change my oil. STP, it's basic car maintenance.
And if they left the body behind, they hurt.
Need a click call? Oh, it's not scary if you use 1-800-CALL-ATT. Just dial down the center. It's 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
What a great story.
Thanks. Have you guys heard the one about
Phone hands! Ah!
I'm going skinny dipping.
Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection in a wipe.
At the Beef and Bird Cook-Off, does anyone use a gas grill?
You couldn't get anybody out here to cook with gas.
Definitely want to use charcoal.
Because when it comes to flavor...
Proven fact that charcoal is better than gas.
And the charcoal of choice.
Kingsford, for sure.
Kingsford Charcoal, because taste is everything.
Bill Elliott had a problem, climbed the hill, and falls right into the clutches of Mark Martin for second place.
He's been coming in a hurry. He's been faster than even leader Ricky Rudd. Look at that 48 car, the Lowe's car right behind him. Now, Jerry Nadeau in the 10 right behind Jimmy Johnson. He's 2 laps down, but his car is running pretty good right here. He's been running right with this pack ever since he come off pit road.
Nadeau pitted just as we went to commercial. Steve Burns knows why.
Well, Mike, they thought they had a flat tire on the 10 car of Jerry Nadeau. They came in and changed 2 tires, but the crew looked at the tires, took measurements. They cannot find a flat. I will say this is a condition that some of the drivers in yesterday's race complained of, thinking they were having a flat tire, but not.
Turn 3. Hard in the wall, Nemechek. Around goes Todd Bodine. Looks like everyone else will make it through.
And Jerry Nadeau in the 10 car, he's trying to get one of his laps back. So I believe he'll accomplish it here on the front stretch. Yeah, he'll get one of them back.
Good job, Nadeau. He was right there where he could do that.
Earlier, Bodine had a side-to-side rubbing match with Mayfield.
Yeah, I don't know.
Down the backstretch, and yesterday he and Jimmy Spencer got together in the Busch race.
Yeah, we just saw an incident here with the 19 car.
Riding with Bodine.
I think this is the wreck here. Yeah, he just drove in there and shoved up into the 25.
His former teammate, Nemechek.
Exactly. Oh, boy, he just... You know, Joe was going down out on the outside there, and it'd have been good if Todd had kind of given him a line. Looked like Todd was up out of the groove just a little bit.
Todd's brother Brett just snuck past there, and a little bit of fire there on Nemechek's car.
That's right in the fuel cell area right there. I'm sure he's knocked the filler neck off.
And because this all going on pit road, they pretty much have pit road closed right now.
This is the first of a 6-race deal for Travis Carter Racing with Discover Car.
We'll go take a look, but I think we don't.
Maybe a short day, and Nemechek, it appears that his day is done.
What he's doing, he's dragging a lot of sheet metal and stuff here on the back of the car, obviously from where it's been in the fence, and that's going to ignite a little fire right there.
You can see that filler neck just under the yellow of the of the deck lid.
That's where they put the fuel in.
But fire crews quickly on the scene to put it out. And here's what Dale Earnhardt Jr. saw.
Gosh, 26 car just really moved up.
Come on down. Come all the way down, all the way down. Hell of a job.
That was Dale Jr. spotter, Don Norris.
Well, Bodine earlier had moved up into Mayfield, and yesterday moved up into Spencer in much the same spot, which took Spencer out of the Busch race.
Same place.
Nemechek started the season in this number 26 car, but when they lost funding, moved over to the Rick Hendrick number 25, and Travis Carter closed down Todd Bodine's 66 team and moved him into this car beginning here.
Looking for NASCAR news, stats, entertainment? Just log on to America Online and go to NASCAR.com. Where else? The all-new NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
Feel it's not a bonfire unless they can see it from space? Know how to treat a lady and her cousin and her neighbor and someone she kind of knows from the gym? Think aerobics is a sport? A spectator sport. Well, then you, my friend, have got a little captain in you. Cold, bold, Captain Morgan Gold. Premium malt beverage with a crisp new taste. What do you say? Got a little captain in you?
Don't drink if you're under 21.
Americans love their high-performance Briggs & Stratton engines. That's why just about every neighborhood in America is a Briggs & Stratton neighborhood. Briggs & Stratton, the power that works for you.
Rediscover the spark that brought you together. Go RVing. Life's a trip. Visit an RV dealer or call for a free video. Kimmy, let me handle this. Mark can be very persuasive.
No, Piggy, I want to do this my way. What? Dale, I know it's not that easy being you.
Oh, bro.
And I sure don't want to tell you what to do.
You're blowing it.
I believe we should all follow our own dream.
Oh, for the love of...
And that's why I think it'd be terrific if you just...
Just race the truck, Jarrett!
NASCAR on FX is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck.
Welcome back to Dover International Speedway, where 46 laps are complete in the MBNA Platinum 400.
And here you see your Fox tracks. This will let you track your driver. Ricky Rudd, Mark, Bill Elliott. Pit road is open. Based on our pitting a while ago, I'd say everybody will be on pit road pretty much again for 4 tires adjustments.
Here they come. And they are not boogie, by the way.
No, that's
that's a crawl. That might be the watermelon crawl.
Dick Berggren.
Martin is in. Mark started in 13th spot. He pits while running in second position. They're going to put a round and a half in the right rear. Will Smith just got that job done. The big problem with Martin, his helmet blower has quit. He's got nothing but hot air blowing into his helmet. That could be a big problem as the day wears on. Come on.
Dick, Todd Colburn, the Jackman slip coming around the front of the car. Elliott is now down and away. They made an air pressure adjustment, 16.16 seconds, and around a wedge to Steve.
That air pressure adjustments on the 28 and the 24. Both drivers reporting that their cars had improved in handling since the last stop.
Guys, the crew that shined on that last stop at Lowe's Motor Speedway last weekend, they shined on this one. Mark Martin and that 6th group, Ben Leslie, they're off pit road first. They win the battle off pit road.
Well, pit road is just a mess today, though, guys. I mean, there are people all up and down pit road here running into each other.
That's what happens when you have about 41 cars still on the lead lap, though, and they're all pitting at once.
Watch Bill Elliott's Jackman coming around. Slip and slide. He doesn't get any traction on this concrete either. We'll be right back.
Will Smith stars in Independence Day, Tuesday, followed by the season finale of The Shield at 10 on FX.
We saw the smoke.
Oh, well, how about a brat?
In Johnsonville, where there's smoke, there's brats.
John, Russ.
And around here,
Ooh, I like that one right there.
that's an open invitation.
Boy, the kids are getting big.
Johnsonville brats, always welcome.
Call Beth and tell her how wonderful she is. Tell Amber how much fun you had. Explain Amber to Beth.
7-Eleven Verizon prepaid phone cards. Use them however you want.
Wow, Kenny sure is running fast. He must really be pumped. I bet you took some Stacker, too. Nothing burns fat faster or gives you that extra boost of energy like the world's strongest fat burner. Woo! I shouldn't be eating that Mexican food before I qualify.
Kenny, if you're here, then who's in there?
Rita?
Nothing's faster than Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner.
Hey, Kenny. She's pushing a little bit in turn 3.
Hey, Ricky. Great win today. What was it that put you up front?
Just a super race car all day long. This thing handled good. Fat Dr. Swain put a great chassis under us. Gates horsepower under the hood. Just a great car.
What else worked for you today?
Well, I tell you, right when we needed a great stop, these guys cranked out 12.5 seconds, put us out front, and gosh, after that, we didn't have to look back.
Anything else off the top of your head?
Well, let me think a minute. I can't think of anything.
Give it your all. Give it Haviland.
I know I'm forgetting something.
We're here to see how the Dremel Advantage rotary saw outcuts its competition. With its variable speed and powerful motor, it'll blast through materials like wood and tile. Yet smoothly handled plexiglass, laminates, even drywall. The Dremel Advantage.
Joe Nemechek has been knocked out of the race in a crash with his former teammate, Steve Burns.
Yeah, and he's not happy about it, Mike. Joe, tell us what happened on the racetrack.
Well, yeah, I got to bite my tongue here a little bit, but Todd Bodown's a good friend of mine, but he wrecked me on the back straightaway, uncalled for. I mean, I'd been on the outside of him. He knew I was there, and all of a sudden I was turning sideways on the straightaway, and when I got to the corner, I got turned again. And I don't know if he can't see there or what, but yeah, I'm frustrated. Tore up the UAW Delphi Chevrolet was good. We took 2 tires. Maybe it wasn't the thing to do, but the car was good. You know, we just need another stop, and you just don't wreck people like that.
So Nemechek is the first car out of today's race. Biggest gainer on pit stops, Jeff Green came in 20th, came out 5th. As we restart with Mark Martin leading, Ricky Rudd and Jimmy Johnson.
Have Jerry Nadeau in that 10 car. Remember, he got one of his laps back after having to pit under green. He's up there trying to get another lap back.
Tony Stewart up to 8th. As looks like Jeff Green on the outside is paying the price for a 2-tire change.
Yeah, he's going backwards in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this place, you're in the corner so much, and the car bites so hard on this concrete that you almost abuse the left side tires as much as you do the right side.
Yeah, and of course, it's so tempting to take 2 and get way, way up there in the front. But it sure is ugly when you start going to the back.
You gain all those positions, Darrell, but it's only temporary.
Man, I want to be a comer, not a goer.
Ricky Rudd looking inside of Nadeau. Now, Jerry Nadeau is 1 lap down to Rudd, the second-place car. Trying to get within sight of Mark Martin out of turn 4.
And Nadeau's doing a really smart thing. He's moving up, letting those guys go. But he also knows that if it was a caution and he can stay close to the front, they're going to let him get another lap back.
I mean, Ricky Rudd, the 28, is the car that let him have that lap back a while ago. But, boy, they're stacking up over there coming off turn 2.
Yeah, that's the thing about a lap car being in the way or up there like that. You get annoyed after a while.
You see Todd Bodine in the 26 car there. Now, he's a lap down. And Steve Grissom in the 44 car, he's up there as well. He was penalized for pitting out of his box, so he's a lap down.
Nadeau gives way to Rudd. And now Jimmy Johnson looks to the inside. Let's go to Johnson's pit. Here's Matt.
Mike, back on lap 35, Jimmy Johnson was saying his car was a little bit free. How is your race car now, Chad?
Right now, right before that last stop, Jimmy said the car was really balanced. We were catching leaders by about a 10th a lap right there. Lowe Chevrolet, once again, running really good. The guys are doing a good job in the pits. This is a a long, fast-paced race, so we're just going to try to hold our own until the end and see what happens.
They made a 4-tire change and no adjustments because he felt like the car, although it was loosened early in the run, was starting to come to him. To Dick Berggren.
Elliott Sadler is driving one of the best cars the team has in the stable. This is the same car that finished second at Darlington. But they had trouble with their pit stop. They came in 6th, went out 14th. The problem, a lug nut hung up on the left front. Sadler now in 14th.
You know, the thing about that 48 car, Mike, Larry, is, you know, you expect a crew like that to miss the setup every now and then, but they are spot on every week. That car handles and runs every week.
Every type of racetrack.
Johnson in third, a second and a half off the lead. Behind him, Bill Elliott and our point leader, Sterling Marlin. Larry, we talked to Sterling at the top of the day. They were junk most of the weekend. They're okay. They're 5th place now.
Sitting in 5th after qualifying 27th. And we felt like in the first 50 or 60 laps, Darrell, if he could get to the top 10 without being sucked into an accident, that he would be okay here.
Looked like him and Glove made the right decisions, the adjustments they made to the car.
The two fastest movers right now are right behind Marlin. Tony Stewart and Rusty Wallace are coming to the front. They are 6th and 7th and closing.
And I tell you, walking through the garage this morning, taking my pole as I always do, a lot of fingers pointed at this 2 car of Rusty Wallace. And Tony Stewart, now remember in practice yesterday, he got into the wall. These guys almost went to a backup car, but they had to change the rear end housing, trailing arms, a lot of things, a lot of changes on that car this morning, and it's working out. We look at the telemetry here. This is on Rusty Wallace in the 2 car, almost 9,000 RPMs here at the end of the backstretch. This track is pretty symmetrical. You'll see the same maximum RPMs and straightaway speeds at the end of the straightaway.
And, buddy, let me tell you, they're cranking them up, too. They all got a lot of gear in these things. They're turning them 9 grand. I guess after 750 miles at Charlotte last week, 400 here's a piece of cake. But with that said, it takes about 3.5, almost 4 hours to run 400 miles here.
Carol, take us for a lap or two here with Jeff Gordon.
You're down in the corner here. He's going into turn 3. And you see him, it's what we call diamond. He went up there a little bit. Now he's got the left wheel right back down on the apron. Comes up off of 4. You got to be real cautious right there because it's really a big transition. Drive hard down into 1. Let it slip up just a teeny bit and then get that good arc right down off to the corner there with the left front wheel on the apron. Down the back. Back straightaway bank 9 degrees so it really pulls. You go down into 3rd turn hard. Now if he's got a really good car, he can cut it under Rusty right there and make the pass.
You know, watching that orange car up there, though, Darrell, Tony Stewart in the 20 car, where he seems to be so strong is right there. His car is rotating. He's able to pick that throttle up, and it looks like he gets back to the throttle about 4 car lengths before most of these guys.
Now Rusty, nothing was wrong with Rusty's car right there. He let Jeff Gordon go by. He slid up the hill and lets Jeff go by. He knows he's a little quicker. That's how you make a pass and not hurt either guy. And that's the more experienced veteran drivers, they know that. They know where to let people go by so it doesn't slow either one of them down.
Looks a little like road racing, Darrell, where you try to time those passes so it doesn't slow down either car.
Exactly.
Matt Kenseth, the pole winner, trying to climb from the back. He is now up to 20th place, leading this group. Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte, Ryan Newman, who also started out back, Robbie Gordon.
What I got all excited about was that Sterling Marlin turned that thing plumb sideways off of turn 4 there. So he's got to be just a little on the free side right now. And he immediately goes high.
When you go that high, that's a sign you're a little bit loose. You don't want to turn that steering wheel.
You just don't want to crank it hard left, so you start using more racetrack. Now, a lot of people think, well, it's pushing if it goes up there, but it's not. Usually it goes high when it's loose. You just don't want to crank the steering wheel to the left, so you use up more racetrack.
Well, we got a battle for second here. No longer a battle. Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car.
Doing an awesome job, buddy.
Keep pumping that driver up, nice and smooth, doing an awesome job. Everything just to coaching him, letting him know, hey, we see, you're doing good. We still got a long way to go here.
Tell me how good I am. I just want to be sure somebody's watching this race besides me.
Right. How do you like me now?
How do you like me now?
Mark Momentum, 1 second ahead of the field here at Dover. Last Sunday night's winner at Charlotte, picking up right where he left off with his car owner Jack Roush here in attendance. Mark Martin leads at Dover.
The people at NASCAR want to know, how bad have you got it?
Have you named family members after your favorite driver?
Down, Ken Frater, down.
Do you use racing flags to warn others of dangerous situations? Now, be honest. How bad have you got it?
Supercharge your internet experience with Cox high-speed internet.
Shopping for Mom's birthday present took me literally minutes.
Speed, convenience, and now super savings.
I can search stuff so fast now, almost a breeze.
Being able to talk on the phone and surf the net with a friend at the same time has been great.
Call today and get 50% off your first month of service. And connect for as little as $9.95 if you qualify for our new Fast Connect self-install option. Call 222-4663 Southside or 224-4663 on the Peninsula.
Busted your BMW? Messed up your Mercedes? Totaled your Toyota? Harassed your Honda? Crashed your Chevy? Old's getting older? Bring them in. The good news about auto repairs, no matter what you drive, you can get it fixed. And fixed right at the Beach Ford Collision Repair Center. A clean, friendly environment, recognized by insurance companies as an authorized repair facility for all makes. Beach Ford service is for everyone.
Beach Ford, Barton Ford, Lincoln Mercury.
Well, Hampton Roads, you asked for it, and at Dixie RV Superstore, we've got it. My gracious, this brand new 17-foot Jayco camping trailer loaded with roof air, a gas-electric refrigerator, awning, and everything you see here for only $155.11 a month. By doggy, come on out to Dixie. I say Dixie RV Superstore, the Southeast's largest RV dealer and Virginia's largest Monaco dealer. Dixie RV Superstore. You tell no Colonel sent you.
June 18th, it's the season premiere of Son of the Beach, starring all your favorite reality and real TV stars.
Shazam!
Son of the Beach, season premiere June 18th at 10 on FX.
Mark Martin with a 1-second lead on Jimmy Johnson. Mark has now led 16 of his 32 Dover starts. Total of over 1,500 miles led on this track. He's a 3-time winner of the fall race. His teammates are faring well. Kurt Busch has climbed up to 16th. Matt Kenseth at 21st. As Busch, after this last pit stop, has really come on. He's up to 16th spot. Jeff Burton is 20th.
Boy, Busch has. I've been watching him. He's been reeling them in just one at a time. And, of course, you know, he ran good on the concrete at Bristol, and so I got to think that some of that information applies here.
Actually won a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race here, but definitely some adjustments they made on those first couple of stops has really brought him to life. You see on the Fox tracks here, he's about a half a lap behind our leader right now, Mark Martin.
And our Rent-A-Center serial scoring on Kurt Busch started way out back due to that crash, and has come now to 16th position.
And you know, that crash was so uncalled for.
Yeah.
He was, fifth on his first lap, and he was going for more. Didn't get it.
The young guns have been misfiring a little bit this weekend. Watch Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Newman.
Oh, yeah, they've been working on each other.
Do I have to say it? Hello, Newman.
Yeah, hello, Newman.
Well, a little bit what's going on right there also. The leader's only about 6 or 7 seconds behind them, so that definitely makes a difference.
Hello. Newman and Craven had already gotten together when Earnhardt Jr. joined the party.
And I don't, you know, Newman may want to consider. Larry and I watched him when he went off break his qualifying run Friday, and we both stood there and I said, kept punching Larry. I said, he's going to spin it out. He's going to spin it out. And he did.
As he completed lap 2.
They need to join Todd Bodine in the NASCAR Witness Protection Program before long. Jeremy Mayfield made an unscheduled pit stop. Dick Berggren.
Well, they're not too sure exactly why he made that unscheduled pit stop, other than there is a problem in the left rear corner of the car, Mike. The left rear tire that came off on the prior pit stop indicated he had rubbed into something. Right now, the crew is huddled over the tire that just came off the car, and the wheel and the tire are loaded with grease. That's not right. Something's leaking on Jeremy Mayfield's left rear.
Sounds like maybe a rear end seal, or it possibly could be a O-ring in a caliper, a little brake fluid.
He's 2 laps down, and this early in the race, that it's going to be hard for it to make it without something tearing up back there.
Yeah, whatever it is, it'll get worse.
Doubleheader weekend next weekend. The Busch Series at Nashville, Winston Cup at Pocono. We'll have all the action for you on the Fox family of networks.
Me and Steve Burns will be over in Nashville calling that race next Saturday evening.
The Nashville Cats.
Somebody will walk out there with a nice new guitar.
How about our Daytona 500 winner, Ward Burton, Matt?
Mike, he's currently riding back in the 31st position. In happy hour, Ward Burton was complaining about the double deuce being loose. He was loose early in the race, but now he's tight. But the biggest concern for Ward is now he does not have any radio communication with his spotter. He cannot hear Rocky Ryan on top of the press box. So now Tommy Baldwin, his crew chief, is spotting him from turn 4 down the straightaway, while his owner, Bill Davis, has climbed on top of the team's transporter down in 1 and 2, trying to spot the rest of the racetrack. DW, you know how important it is to have your eyes on top of this racetrack. Spotters are very important.
Yeah, just it makes you real apprehensive when you know your spotter you can't communicate with your spotter, because things happen so quickly here. You need all the advance warning you can get from somebody up here, not somebody down in the pits.
Spotters are important everywhere, but boy, this is definitely one of those places.
18th place, Casey Atwood and Steve Park battle.
Looks like, Larry, the guys all climb the hill after they get several laps on their tires. Seeing more and more cars start to use the high line. Starting to get up in that second and third groove. Steve.
Yeah, I mean, definitely this is one of the places. Good thing about it, and it's just happened over the last few years with the 2 or 3 grooves of racing, is that you can move your car around to best suit how your car's handling. Maybe it runs a little better up top. Maybe it runs better down low on fresh tires. Then when you get some laps on your tires, it'll work a little better as you move the car up a little bit.
Park tries the bottom, slides it right in there, but off at 2, you can see, as Darrell said, he has to pedal it. He just can't keep his foot down and complete the pass.
No, you've got to have the whole track over there to make that pass on the bottom, and that guy on the outside's got to give it to you, because, you know, he can't just slam on the brakes.
Here's a fellow who's backing up. Ricky Craven is back to 22nd place.
Yeah, I think that fender is probably, as they go along, that fender will be a bigger factor, more of a factor, because as the tires go away, you need that aerodynamic downforce.
And I'm sure one thing that Mike Bing, his crew chief, is thinking, you just don't want to give up any track position trying to fix that thing, but as he continues to slide backwards at the back of the field, you're going to have to take the joke and go ahead and try to fix that thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be on further review. We should have fixed it when it happened.
As Craven backs up, the car that's coming to the front is Robbie Gordon. Gordon started in 29th position. He's now restarted in 29th at lap 51. He's now moved up to 16th.
Here you see with the Fox track, watching his interval. He's shrinking just a little bit, but that's a little over, about a half a lap, a little over a half a lap behind our leader right now, Mark Martin. And remember, this is his last weekend that he'll be working with his team and his crew chief, Gil Martin. Next week, headed to Pocono, these 2 RCR teams, Richard Childress Racing, Kevin Harvick's group, Robbie Gordon's group, they'll be swapping teams.
There's some good cars all back in here. Bobby Hamilton's running really good right now, and some others that are back in the pack that I think are going to have good days.
Mark Martin now leading by just half a second over Jimmy Johnson. 34 cars are still on the lead lap here at Dover, 87 laps in.
What are you doing tonight? Kickboxing class?
Okay, I'm ready.
Or a date with your ex? Movies on FX. Great movies every night at 8. We've got big stars. We've got great movies. So why go anywhere? Make a date with your ex. FX. Great movies every night at 8. Starts July 8th.
Hey, let's go to the reservoir.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Mom, it's me, Josh. Listen, we got a flat, so I guess I'll have to stay at Dave's house tonight, okay?
Okay.
Really?
Sure. Josh, just one thing. Dad's BMW came with Goodyear run flats.
And they'll run even if they're flat. They will?
Mm-hmm. So I'll see you in 30 minutes, okay?
All right.
What?
Just try the flat tire thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Prom night on the wings of Goodyear.
Oh, stuffed crust. Stuffed crust. Cheese stuff. I want your stuffed crust. Who the cheese? You the cheese. Doug,
Don't tell me the pizza delivery guy saw you like that.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
New cheese stuffed crust pizza. So much cheese in the crust, it's hard to believe it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
FX welcomes you back live to the MBNA Platinum 400. Mark Martin's last back-to-back wins were in May of '97, Sears Point and Talladega. He's leading here and trying to win after winning last week in Charlotte. Today's No Boundary story is brought to you by Ford. Mark Martin has had great success here. Hitting the $1 million bonus in Charlotte as well as victory of last week, and leading here on the lap 93. He's won 3 straight fall races at Dover. That was back in the late 90s, and this is a different kind of race for him to run on this particular track, Jeff Hammond.
Well, I mean, what I've noticed right now about Mark Martin, he's got himself a real steady pace going, but a week ago at Charlotte, he was slicing and dicing through traffic right there at the end of that race. I mean, he was kind of like throwing caution to the wind, but here at Dover early on, he's very meticulous, setting these guys up not to get himself in trouble with lap traffic as he comes up on them. You got to be very careful to let a guy know you're back there so he don't get pinched in the wall or you get pinched in the wall. So you've got to be careful with all this lap traffic at a place that's so fast.
Roush Racing has already had back-to-back wins this season. Mark Martin, one of the over 40 crowd, leading the way. Right behind him, Jimmy Johnson, one of the young guns. Let's get a check now trackside with Matt Yoakum. Matt?
Chris, when they started this 48 team, Jimmy Johnson received some of Jeff Gordon's hand-me-downs in equipment, but it was some pretty stout equipment. In 3 starts with this chassis number 50, Gordon had a 4th and a 3rd at Bristol and a 7th at Homestead. Jimmy had a 7th with this race car back at Bristol in the spring. Right now, Jimmy is saying the car is loose on entry, so they tried the Kyle Petty approach. Get out of the gas early, then let it float through and then ease back into it. But Jimmy says the car doesn't react. It reacts worse when he tries that approach. He says the car also has a funny loose in the right front. To Steve.
Well, Matt, veteran Ricky Rudd making his 48th start at the Monster Mile. He's got 4 wins here. He says, hey, Michael McSwain, don't mess with the balance of this race car. Just give me some more grip. They're talking about making an air pressure adjustment to both rear tires. Back to Matt Yoakum.
Steve in 6 starts here at Dover. Mr. Recent Dover, Tony Stewart, has 2 victories. Stewart, after a track bar and wedge adjustment, said the car was very good at the beginning of this run, but now he reports in is starting to go back to the loose side, so they're starting to scratch their heads again. Greg Ciccatelli figuring out what adjustments they want to make to this Home Depot Pontiac on their next stop.
Stewart back to 7th. Matt Kenseth's been up and down. When we went to break, he was in front of Craven. Then he backed up behind both Newman and Earnhardt Jr. Now he's picking up spots again. He's at 21st. But Jeff Green has been the fellow who, remember, he went from 20th to 5th on a 2-tire pit stop, and we said he was backing up. Larry, he didn't back up that far.
No, I mean, definitely what he accomplished what he needed to accomplish. And I mean, he's starting to slide back a little bit now because he rode 9th for the longest time. He went from 20th to 5th, fell back to 9th, stayed there for about 30 laps. It's starting to deteriorate a little bit here now, though he's back to 12th.
Well, he's got the big diamond. He's going in low and going all the way up to the top and then driving hard off the corners, and that's really paying off for him. It did yesterday. Tony Stewart, following up on Matt's story just a little bit, what he did, the 26 car, who's a lap down, was all over the back of him. Tony was running the low line. All of a sudden, Tony started to move the car up the track, and now he is pulling away from the cars that were racing him. So a good driver will find a way to make the car work, find a place to make the car work.
You know, right now we're here on our longest green flag run. Mark Martin in the 6th, our leader. This is the biggest problem you have at Dover is lap traffic. He's working on Michael Waltrip right now, the 15 car. Michael's in the 28th position. You see, he's already put Jimmy Spencer, the 41 car, lap down. Meanwhile, and this will happen, cars going a lap down, they will fight that leader because they're trying to stay on the lead lap. Once the leader goes by, Jimmy Johnson gets to him. They might not fight him as hard because he's not doing the damage to him.
Yeah, and you see Jimmy's closing right up on the back of Mark because of lap traffic. Everybody's got to do, you know, everybody's on a different agenda. Michael's trying to stay on the lead lap. Here comes Johnson closing up on the leader.
But
this is Jimmy Johnson's first race here at Dover. He needs to be patient. Mark Martin has that experience here. He knows where he needs to go buy these race cars. Many laps here.
Well, but you become frustrated with the cars that, you know, you want that guy to move out of your way. Man, I'm the leader of the race. Get out of my way.
You know, last winter, a lot of people said too soon when we heard that Jimmy Johnson was being moved up from the Busch to the Cup Series, because quite frankly, we hadn't seen a whole lot in Jimmy Johnson that said this fella's a potential Winston Cup winner.
But I'm going to tell you another guy that I think we did the same thing with a few years ago, Tony Stewart. He didn't do a whole lot in that Busch Series, but boy, he made an impression on Winston Cup when he started 3 years ago with Joe Gibbs Racing.
And there is Stewart, who right now rides in 7th. Kyle Petty right behind him in 8th. Rusty Wallace and Elliott Sadler are the rest of the top 10. We're quarter distance, 104 laps. 27 cars are on the lead lap at Dover.
The Shield Series Marathon. 2 shows a night, 6 nights in a row. Tonight at 10, only on FX.
What makes a great car company is the passion. You know, racing is such an important part of Ford's history, both with the cars themselves, some of the best drivers ever to drive, and then the fans. It's the man or the woman who's got the car in the garage, that tinkers all week, and then takes it to the track on the weekend and lets loose. I love it.
These people sure think this is a great tire event we have going. With tires for compact and full-size cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, this is great, Manny.
I think it's great because we have great prices on Futura tires.
I think it's because we have great 35, 40, 55, even 80,000-mile warranties. Guys, it's because I'm offering 6 months same as cash on purchases of $299 or more on a Pep Boys credit card. Helping people get tires makes me feel, I don't know.
Let me guess, Manny. Great
Pep Boys. We're car people.
Guess they're not home.
Mom?
Hit it.
Dad? You'll find any excuse to go out back for our perfectly grilled shrimp and fresh Atlantic salmon.
Son! You're breaking up.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Cup Racing on FX is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
This is always a fun racetrack to watch the event cycle through and see cars that are so fast in the first 50 miles, and then things change. Like right now at 3rd place, here comes Jeff Gordon, who was kind of out of the picture for the last 40 laps, and he just slices right past Ricky Rudd, takes over 3rd.
Looks like he's got one of those cars that really is good on a long run. He just chased down Ricky and got by him. I was a little worried about him with no flames, but that paint job is going to be okay, looks like.
But I tell you, I talked to Robbie Loomis, his crew chief, this morning. I said, what do you got, buddy? How are you? He said, I'm going to tell you, our whole group, this is the first time we've had this confidence since Daytona in February. He said, everything looks good. Looked good yesterday in practice.
Well, see, there's just that's a new paint job.
Well, it was the Daytona paint job.
Yeah, it's the Daytona. Sometimes it just takes the smallest things to get a group of guys fired up.
And what this paint job is about, it's the 200th anniversary of their sponsor, DuPont, which is just up the road here from Dover.
Yeah, they own Wilmington, I think, just all of them.
I think you're right.
112 laps. Mark Martin's Ford, Jimmy Johnson's Chevrolet, and then this man, Jeff Gordon.
But I think MBNA finances it for him.
I mean, just look at that consistency on long runs from lap 51 to 87. You know, a 36-lap run. Just look at the miles per hour there. And that just, I mean, he's so consistent right there, 140 to 143.
And lap 51 was lower because the cars were all jumbled up. That was the first lap after the restart.
In traffic.
but real consistent for the next 30-something laps.
And that's a driver's dream, is to have a car that's just that consistent. Know what the car's going to do every lap.
Mark Martin, he just put Bobby Labonte, the 26th place car, a lap down. 18 car.
Anybody else running good back in the pack? 28 and 24 is running about the same time as you are when you get clean track. 48 has faded just a little bit since you caught traffic.
Mark just trying to size up here a fourth of the way through who my competition is right now. Right now, though, Dick Bergman, he's about 2/10 faster than everybody out there. Yeah, but Larry McReynolds, Mark Martin's real competition may be the heat of this day. As soon as the race began, he keyed the radio and told his crew that his helmet blower was blowing hot air into his helmet. Crew Chief Ben Leslie, can you do anything to help your driver on this helmet blower problem?
Well, what we're trying to do basically is just make sure he gets a lot of liquids every time he stops. You know, Mark is in great shape and he's great condition. He's going to have to soldier it out for us, so we'll have to get it fixed as soon as we can.
That's a tough deal on a hot day like this to try to run with hot air blowing inside the helmet.
Now, we talked to you earlier about air-conditioned cars. And imagine if you have your air-conditioned car and the air doesn't work and the windows, your electric windows won't go down. That's going to be tough. Matt.
Mike, 2 years ago today, Kyle Petty gave a heart-wrenching press conference here at the Dover International Speedway about taking over the driving duties of the 45, then Busch car, future Winston Cup team. Today is his birthday. Stephen Lane, his crew chief, told me they feel like his best shot to get back into victory lane is right here at Dover and a few weeks down the road at the road course at Sonoma. Kyle's reporting in that his car is very good. Stephen Lane asked him how good. He says darn near perfect. He has climbed all the way up to 7th. What a birthday party it could be for Kyle Petty if he breaks through with this team with their first Winston Cup victory here at a special place, Dover.
That it would be, Matt, and that puts 3 Dodges in the top 10.
Kyle and I had a big laugh the other night. I saw him. I said, Kyle, where's that driving school you went to? I said, because all of a sudden, you know, you're a driver again. That's what everybody thinks you went to some school or something.
Dodgeball, here's 4 of them, 2 of them on the lead lap, the 9 of Elliott, and the course number 40 of Sterling Marlin are lead lap cars. They're running 5th and 6th. Casey Atwood's also on the lead lap in a Dodge.
You know, the other thing is Mark was wanting to know who was good and who wasn't. He knows how hard he's running his car. He's leading the race, got a comfortable lead. He knows about how hard he's running right now. He's trying to figure out if I need to run harder later on, if I can or not, and if I need to change my car to keep up with the track.
Riding with Rusty now. Rusty's given up a few spots. He was in the top 10. Now he's Kurt Busch just went by him for 13th place. Rusty now 14th.
Yeah, I tell you, Kurt Busch, he just continues to get better. Now, we're by far on the longest green flag run. In fact, we're only about 10 or 12 laps away from green flag pit stops. But this car that Kurt Busch has here, they've not run this car at all this year. And they didn't know a whole lot about this car. They didn't feel as good about it as the car they unloaded on Friday when we first got here.
Matt Kenseth has passed about 100 cars today. He's gone up, he's gone back. He started in the back. And now he is up to 12th place, challenging Robbie Gordon for 11th.
Pretty good hot rod.
It wasn't long ago, Darrell, that Kenseth was 5.5 seconds from going a lap down to Mark Martin. Then he got a break, busted through some traffic, and is on the move. Here's the interval back.
Look at Fox Tracks again. It's about 18 seconds behind the leader. Now, this is about 3/4 of a lap behind his teammate Mark Martin. But right now, he's running about the same speed, within 1/10 of what the leader. There's the leader right there. Mark Martin, 6 car.
Better get the whip out because that 6 car is coming, baby.
Mark Martin has now opened up a 4-second lead on Jimmy Johnson. Trouble. Turn 2.
You go to the races, you watch them on TV. Still got the itch for more? Try fantasy racing at NASCAR.com. Just log on to America Online, enter keyword NASCAR, or visit NASCAR.com. That's where fans like you can scratch that itch. You build your team, you go racing, you take no prisoners. Fantasy racing at NASCAR.com. Where else you gonna get this stuff? The all-new NASCAR.com. America Online.
Paul and Mike have turned a father-son fishing trip into a lifelong journey. And when prostate cancer threatened to interrupt that journey, TheraSeed made sure they were back on the water in just a few days.
More than 100,000 men have had TheraSeed treatment, a one-time outpatient procedure that can provide an effective cure for prostate cancer while lowering the risk of incontinence and impotence common with surgery. For more information and a free video, call 1-800-458-4372.
Prostate cancer may run in our family, but so do survivors.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Get $1,000 to $3,000 cash back or